Hello everyone, welcome to the Fins edition again. As you saw, I made a tutorial on how to make F-80 Centurion and Strider. But today I am going to be showing you the tutorial of this awesome paper airplane called Saber, which is an amazing glider. It doesn't have the best range or glide. It doesn't have the best range as these two, but it sure is an excellent glider. Now without further ado, let's get started. So all you'll need in order to fold Saber is an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. And this is a very difficult plane to fold, I'll warn you at the onset. But it is well worth it when you are done. It's amazing and it flies excellently. So we will fold it. So now we have the paper vertical, and now we will fold it in half from top to bottom. And also you have to make sure your corners line up perfectly, and then you can crease. Okay, now that we have made our center crease, what we're going to do now is fold this edge to this edge here. And we will flip the paper over and do the same thing here. Okay, now that we have that done, we will unfold it so it's like this with these outer vertical creases as a mountain, and these inner, and this actually we'll have to flip the paper over so the center is a mountain and these parts are a valley. Okay, so now we will fold it in half from top to bottom. And what we're going to do here is just pinch crease. We're just going to make a pinch crease right here and right here. And now when you open it up, you see that's how it looks like, just two pinch creases on the side. And what we want to do with those pinch creases is we will fold the paper down on that pinch crease to this intersection of this crease and this edge. And then we have it like that. Now we will unfold that and do the same thing on this side. Just folding that down on that pinch crease and going to that intersection. And now we will open it up, and then we rotate the paper 180 degrees. And now it should look like this. And now we want to do the same thing here. We'll go through this intersection, which now has this crease. Like that. And now we'll unfold that. Do the same thing here on this other side. Now we'll unfold that. And now you see we have this unique crease pattern on this page. And part of why this is so hard is because you have to create this kind of front section where it locks the front layers together. That's the only way that you can lock the front. So that's why. So now we have this unique pattern on our page. What we're gonna do now is we are going to flip the paper over. Now all of these creases should be mountains. These new ones will be valleys. Or actually, before we do that, we'll just flip it over so all of these are valleys again. And we'll fold this down to these two intersections. And again, just make a pinch crease here and there. And then open it up, flip the paper over. All of these creases should be mountain creases, except this crease here should be a valley. And what we want to do here is we will, so you see, we're going to fold this edge down on this pinch crease. And then that's going to go through to the intersection of this edge and that crease over there. And we fold it. When we unfold it, you can see how that looks like. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Lay down on that pinch crease to this intersection. Okay, now I have it like that. And now what we want to do is we are going to fold down from this pinch crease to this intersection. Now we'll unfold that. You see how that looks like. And now we are going to do the same thing on this side. Folding from this pinch crease to this intersection here. Like that. Now we'll unfold that. And you see, this is how our paper should look like right now. And now you see, we're getting close to where we're going to be collapsing this whole thing. But first, what we're going to do is we will flip the paper over. And then we will, let's see, we're going to fold down from this edge to this intersection here. And now you see we have the strip on top. And we're going to unfold that and fold the paper over. Now we're going to kind of gather this crease to that intersection. Now we're going to put this layer down as a hinge. And then we are going to flip the paper over. And now we can collapse this whole thing. So you see that was confusing, but as you see, this you have to make this part a mountain crease, which is what I've just done. Do the same thing here, just make this part a mountain crease, like that. And the center should be a valley. Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna collapse this whole thing. You can kind of mold this in like so. Compress this side, kind of compress, kind of mold it like so. So here, I'm gonna show you again. We're gonna kind of mold this and mold this section in to collapse this whole entire thing into this orientation. And you have to kind of try to match the orientations I have here. And I know that was pretty difficult to match exactly what I did. Oriented. And now you see when we collapse it, we have this unique shape where we are going to kind of open on this part as a hinge like that, and then we will flip the paper over, fold on this as a hinge as well. And now your paper should look like this. And now what we're going to do is kind of open this up. So now you see we're gonna open. And now you see we are going to kind of open this up as I'm doing here. Open this up, but it's pretty difficult because you see both on the bottom and on the top the layers do not want to lie flat. So what we're going to do with this side is we will push this to one side, and then you see this side here, we're gonna kind of flatten this part out. Okay, now that was difficult, I know. All this folding that we're doing is just in order to get those fins that are so appealing in this design, and to get the locking mechanism in this front, which we already made. So now you see we have it like this, and if we already folded it in, it will kind of be a really weird shape, because you see the wing angles don't change. As you see over here, the wing angles don't change, and you don't even have any fins. So what we're gonna do here is we will kind of open this up on as a hinge, like that, and then we will gather what is gonna become the edge of our fin, like that, and then lay it down, and then we see this bulge, we're just gonna flatten it out, like that. And now we are going to do the same thing here. I know that was really difficult for a step. I'm going to show you on this side. We'll just open on this as a hinge, kind of gathering what's going to become our fins, and then laying it down like that. Like that. And now, you see, now we have it like this, with this bulge. We're just gonna flatten it, like so. And now I know that was difficult. If you haven't passed, I feel sympathy for you, but hopefully you passed it. Okay, so now what I want to do is, so you see what you have this kind of standing layer on top. We're just gonna kind of open this up and then kind of push all this slack in, and then fold on it in, like that. Okay, so now you see we're gonna flip it over, and then we're gonna fold our fins in. We're just gonna kind of fold this fin in, like that, and stand it up. You see we have a standing fin now. And do the same thing here. Fold on that fin, stand it up. Okay, now we're all good, right? And now, you see we have the standing fins. We're just gonna push them to one side, flip the paper over, and then we will, you see we're gonna now fold this edge, you see this crease here, this edge here, into the center crease. You see only this edge, not this edge. If you try to pull this edge, it's gonna kind of have a weird shape. We're just gonna put this edge on this edge, like so. And then you see you have this bulge here. I'm gonna show you where to flatten it. So you see we're gonna kind of make a wing angle change. We're just gonna flatten this out, like that. And now you see if you flip it over, you see we have a change in the wing angles. All good looking right now. And now we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. Just folding this section in, like so. Like that. And then we'll flatten this out. And then we will kind of flatten this at its natural breaking points, and then we will fold the plane in half, and letting this layer go just to see if our layers will match at the same point. So mine is not really matching. Let me just. Okay, now we will open it up like that. Okay, now as you see we have it like this. Now what we're going to do is a very, very tricky step. It's not going to get a whole lot easier. We're just going to only get this only layer and then pull it to the folded edge. like that. And then we will flatten this section at the breaking point, like that. Now we're gonna do the same thing here. We're just gonna fold this edge in, and then we will flatten this section out, like that. And I see we have it like this. I know that was very difficult. And now we're gonna do even a more difficult step where we are going to unfold this, unfold that, and we are going to reverse this crease here. So you see like that. I know Saber's a pretty hard, really hard paper airplane to make. If you can't pass it, I'll make tutorials on planes with fins that are easier to make than these three planes. Okay, like that, and then we will fold this in using the existing crease, just reversing it like so. Okay, so now you see we have it like this. Now we're almost done. So you see, now we're gonna fold this edge down at its natural breaking limits, like that. Do the same thing here at its natural breaking limits. And now you see, now we have it like this. We're just gonna unfold both of those, open this up, reverse that crease into under all the other layers. Now you see we have it like that. Now we're going to do the same thing here, just reversing it and tucking it under this whole layer, like that. And now you see we have it like this. And we will flip it over and work on the locking mechanism here in front. So you might see that it's already there, the locking mechanism, but we kind of have to work with it still. So actually, we're just going to stand our fins up, trying to make sure the creases are still there. Okay, now we're all good, like that. Now we're gonna fold the plane in half, and the layer and these fins should go up rather than into the fuselage. And when you fold it in half, you should kind of let this layer go when you fold it in half. And now we're gonna work on this locking mechanism. You see, again, we're just folding it in half, but letting this layer escape. This tiny little portion over here, and then we're gonna kind of pull this part down like that. Now you see our planes all locked in the front. And now what we want to do here is we will fold. You see, so we're just gonna fold this in until it hits the nose right here, like that. And I know that's an ugly view, just trying to get you to know how to do it exactly. Now we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna kind of put it in, fold it in. And now you see we have it like this. We're very close now. And now what I want to do is the last step. We'll just fold the wings. Easy. So when you fold the wings, I want the fuselage to be pretty small. You see when we're folding it down, we just want to fold this down so this edge meets at this locking mechanism in the front. And now you see we're folding it down, and you see this the fuselage should be pretty narrow. I don't know, maybe, I don't know how narrow, but pretty narrow. But the crease here should be parallel to the crease of the fins. Like that. And now we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Now trying to match this side. And if you haven't got the other side correct, not that correct, you should, even though, you should still make this match, because I demand symmetry over perfection. So now you see when we open it up, you see we have a completely finished Saber, and as you see, a very striking looking plane, the wing of changing angles in the back and in the front, an excellent glider with these awesome fins, and a launching mechanism in the front. Not truly a long distance paper airplane, but still a very, very truly excellent glider. So, now we're done with these 3 planes of the Fins edition, but now we're all fine. The next videos of the Fins edition will be on the fins, the paper airplanes with fins, but are way easier to make than F-80 Centurion, Strider, Saber, without that collapsed figure and stuff, all that complicated stuff, because I know all of these 3 were too hard to make. So let me just confess. A lot of people were wanting me to make another cat video, which is coming up next, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.